T3tsuya has good stats. Considering it's their 13th MT, 59%.
We might be actually getting this started pretty quickly. I already saw the game previously on T3tsuya stream, though I think he's working with some settings. He took it down at some point. Now I've already got it on Apocoh.
Well, then talk about these people fast.
It's actually way too late for me right now, and I shouldn't be up here, but I think these guys are gonna finish this pretty quickly, so maybe it's fine enough. I kind of want to see this race. I like this game.
Alright, so we got Tetsuya. 53-24, pretty good, but Apocoh is like theoretically better. That makes sense. But way fewer games, so maybe win rate isn't everything. So
Yes.
Hmm?
The win rate gets kind of messed up depending on how far your winners runs go, because if you drop down to losers bracket immediately, you're gonna get a much better win rate than if you go all the way through the winners bracket. But, yeah, basically anyone who consistently maintains over 50% is gonna be pretty good at mystery tournament. And anyone who's at Apocoh's number 75% is either insane or has like 1 or 2 tournaments that went well. And nothing more to drag down the average.
We got Tetsuya winning in Beyblade, Castlevania 4, but then losing in a puzzle platformer Candela. So, more of an action type of player, not so much puzzle, maybe? We will see. And then Apocoh losing in an action game, Loop Loop DX, kind of twin stick shooter, I guess. Twin stick, like spaceship shooter. But then winning in Burgeon action game, Jumping Flash. Oh, that was the bunny game where you collect carrots. So it's almost like I would almost call it a navigational game. And also winning in Polarium. Oh, against Polari. Wow, that's like you had the home turf.
Yeah, but that's not the game we played actually. That's wrong.
Oh.
We played some Kim Possible game. I think some other people played it like a couple of races later.
Would you lose in Polarium?
No, I have never played Polarium.
What? It's in your name.
No, it's not. It's the other way around.
Your name is
my nickname is included in the game name, but
it's true. True.
Also, I'm still amused by the names getting picked up from Discord, where I have the pronouns in the display name, and so.
Well, if that's a nickname, then that's what I display.
Yeah, so I'm special. I got them. Although if I'm participating in the race, I've got them twice.
Well, yeah. So it is. Alright, we can check out the game already. Because we're actually also kind of late, so...
What was that?
I sneezed. But, like a ninja, I muted myself in time. Alright, the game is... Plokoth. I guess.
Yep.
One of these screens seems very off-center, but what is kind of equal, so maybe it's not, I don't know.
Yes, I think the resolution in this game is pretty annoying because when you put it windowed, the game lets you resize it however you want.
That's why it's not quite 16:9.
But it's gonna look off if you don't get it exactly 16:9.
Yeah.
But if you make it taller, the sides cut off, and if you make it wider, then it gets letterboxed.
Oh, it's those stupid games where you lose horizontal instead of gaining. You lose vertical instead of gaining horizontal. And we are ready. Oh, we got audio because right now I hear nothing. Here we go.
Yeah, so this game is basically Celeste. I think this was like some school thing, like final project or something, or I may be just making that up. I didn't actually go back to check anything. I just tested this like some months ago and submitted it. But yeah, it's mechanically it's basically Celeste. You start without the dash, and they're gonna beat up pretty soon. And then the game will also copy a lot of like Celeste's stage-specific mechanics. But right now they only got the basic movement and jump and are going through what's kind of like a tutorial level. So it's not gonna be super challenging for a little bit. And Apocoh is the first one to get the dash, so the game's gonna speed up from here. Running into a lot of spikes. I think the hitbox system are like not super clear. I don't think they were bad or anything, but it's kind of has fancy graphics instead of like super obvious tiles or something.
So you wanna like give it the benefit of the doubt and just avoid them completely?
I think it's just like well, if you look at the spikes on screen, they kind of like sprawl out from the places they are at. So you want to be really careful around the spots where they stick out. I think it's the thing. Like I said, it's been a while since I touched this myself, but like as I said, I don't remember them being bad or anything.
And look how synced we are. We're not. Now we are. Oh, this is easy. Wall jump, dash.
Yeah, the early game at least is pretty generous with checkpoints, so I just did one jump sequence with checkpoints right after and before. I think the open area they just dashed through would have played them a cutscene normally, because this game has two different modes. Instead of normal, in addition to the normal mode, there's also arcade mode, which just disables all of that, and it's just the gameplay basically. And thinking about it after submitting this, the goal probably could have been the normal mode. I think I originally put it as the arcade mode because that's what the speedruns did, and you know, it's also nice to not wait for them and so on. But it's a little confusing at some points because like your abilities change and such. And normally, the first time you play through the game, you would see some kind of a cutscene indicating that happened, but instead you don't. You just abruptly lose or gain abilities. But yeah, here we are at clone of Celeste's second world, where you have these fancy Gale space blocks, and also the balls inside restore your dash. I think this game doesn't really get super hard if you played Celeste a bunch and got somewhat good at it until you get to the final area, so for a little bit more, I expect us to see some pretty fast progress by these guys. It's hard to analyze anything specific they're going through when it's all over so fast. Also, like, even if they are not just nailing everything the first try, the checkpoints are generous and restarting is really quick, so if they die like 4 times in a spot, they're still through it pretty fast.
Is these totally not space bots?
Yeah, so Tetsuya spent a while on this particular challenge. Apocoh managed to catch up, but right now he's the one dealing with it, while T3tsuya just got through as I started talking.
I'm seeing a lot of dashes in wrong directions. I think this is another case of analog controls, and I don't understand using analog controls.
Could be. Oh, the goal on stream says beat the game, but that's not precisely the goal. Like, they're supposed to beat the game, but they're doing a speedrun category of no major skips. There's one at the end. I think it's actually the only difference to any percent. But yeah, there's one major skip in the end, which is also something you very realistically might end up doing without even knowing it. I know I did it, because the part in the end is also pretty confusing about where you're supposed to go, and kind of like the easiest path where you could go is just doing the sequence break and ending the game early. But we'll point it out when we get there.
The base spin doesn't say any goal, so based on base spin I said it beat the game.
All right. Yeah, it was on the SRL race room, but it's kind of awkward that in our submissions not all information is in one place. I always get tripped up by it when I go through the subs that I prepared, like after the previous mystery tournament, and then I'm submitting them to the next one 10 months later. And it's like, what was my estimate for this? Like, I hope I noted it down somewhere, or else I'm just gonna take a wild guess. But yeah, the goal isn't there exactly. Okay, so we got through the space blocks, and right now we have these floating dash refills.
We also have like cannon dash refills from Apocoh, which I think T3tsuya is already through.
Yeah, I didn't focus too
no,
hard on
no,
it.
Apocoh is ahead.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't focus too hard on where they were, like for the past couple of minutes, but early on T3tsuya had been keeping a little small lead throughout the race, but yeah, Apocoh has overtaken him at some point. They're still very close. I'm pretty sure I saw Apocoh doing this room just before. I think he might actually be in the very next one right now.
This is stupidly precise. These cannon shots.
Yeah, that's kind of the game. Like, kind of touches another thing I somehow end up talking about a lot, because like some modern design sense that you get very forgiving checkpoints and life systems and so on. And this game does that. You have tons of checkpoints, you have unlimited continues, but if you're gonna... But then you need to also balance your game around that. Like if you do longer stretches or have limited lives or something, then you can have challenges that are fairly easy to beat from once, but you need to like try to get consistent in them. But right now, in this game, you get basically one sequence of jumps and then you get another checkpoint. So it's all about like the challenge needs to be super precise for that kind of pacing to make sense. But also, like, as with this is Celeste clone, I think Celeste had a longer period of where you kind of get used to the game. This game is much shorter and gets to the meat much faster. So right now, Apocoh walked through this temple, which is where you normally get a long cutscene where your powers get taken away. So right now he has no dash by default. He only gets to dash when he picks up one from the refills. And the end game is structured so that this path that he's on right now does a couple of loops, and it eventually ends back at the temple, where you then bring in souls from some dead people, whatever. I'm completely sure about the lore of this game. And you also are going to miss picking up those souls because the cutscenes don't play. Like right here, there's one, and Apocoh runs into spikes there for no reason because went too fast and got confused, I guess. But yeah, normally when you enter the room where that body is, you get a cutscene, and then you just drop down, please, drop down. Right. So right now he has one. I think there are 5 in total. But anyway, you could what you could do is pick up one of those dash refills. I think the easiest one, or one that I chose at least, is this one. You could get it, then go back down and use that to go through the barrier, which you're supposed to go through by having your dash back by collecting all those souls. But yeah, that's just a skip, and that's the thing they are not allowed to do here. So the race continues to be tight. T3tsuya is back at the spot before the first soul, also runs into the same spikes. And Apocoh is a couple of checkpoints ahead from the next spot. Okay, T3tsuya figures out the path too. I was focused on T3tsuya for a bit here. Did Apocoh already complete the upper loop and like do the big zip downwards?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
It's like
so
2 checkpoints after the zip.
another thing I actually did is that by doing the sequence break, at first I didn't go to the end yet, but I went down through the path that these guys are gonna come out of the ground right now. And you can actually get pretty far into this section wrong way, which was like kind of funny. But yeah, this isn't a super long race if you're good at Twitch platforming. These guys are getting pretty close to the end here. I think the hardest part was the segment they just got through. And I think they're like 2 checkpoints away from finishing this. So shouldn't be too long. T3tsuya really needs to step it up here, or Apocoh needs to get stuck in the end. Not too much time left for another lead change. A little bit of a puzzle here, more complex segment with the warps. I think Apocoh was on the right path and needed to just go down from there, then diagonally upright, and then he's at the spot where he can get through.
Yeah, that works.
Unless he had picked up those too early. But yeah, no, wait.
Yeah, this works.
Yeah, this works too. He's kept apart.
Unless you dash in the wrong direction. Oh, that doesn't work.
Okay, we're tied now.
I like cheese.
Tetsuya figures this out fast, he might pull ahead here. Oh!
Misses it as well.
Okay, so he has a plan right now.
Well, Poker has a plan. It's a bit cheesy. Means it's harder. But Tetsuya is also failing it, so it doesn't even matter.
I'm not sure if Tetsuya's route is the intended one either, but hey, works.
I mean, it uses all the things, which is a good sign.
Yep.
That's it?
Yeah, that's the goal. Tetsuya needs to bring the soul to the temple and then warp through. Oh no, he missed that part from the instructions.
Tetsuya or Apocoh?
Tetsuya.
Oh.
Where? Oh, he picked up the checkpoint from there. He needs to go back to the temple now.
I mean, that's GG. 15 minutes are over.
Wait. Oh man, so if he didn't... Oh god, that's painful. Yeah, if he didn't mess stopping by the temple, he would have finished it under 15 too. Or... Wait. Is he... Oh no.
Hochschule Darmstadt. German game. It's done.
Yep. Okay, so Apocoh still has Discord down, so we're not getting the winner here at least. Yeah, so anyone who wasn't following that, Discord has had some outages for the past hour or so. I had some channels down for a while, but I think all but one server has been working for me right now.
Well, good thing we're invincible. Mystery forever. Oh. Well, Apocoh can't join. Tetsuya has already left the building. I think this is it. This was short, and I wasn't really looking exactly, but it does seem like if Tetsuya had found like the end quicker, that would have been a redraw. Well, too short.
Yep. It's
Was this an
Yeah.
early rounds only game? I feel like this would, like, if this was in top 8, anyone would finish this in under 15.
could be, yeah. I don't remember the time exactly. I was thinking this was more like a 20-minute game than a 15-minute game, but yeah, it's short anyway. But it's also the kind of game that's constantly pretty challenging, so you're gonna get really wide differences. If this was a first round game, you could have seen people taking really long times even.
I think, yeah, this could go like an hour. If this was someone who is unexperienced with the type of like Twitch Celeste platformer Meat Boy kind of thing.
Yeah, or even just more specifically not having played Celeste before. Because,
yeah, it's very Celeste, I agree.
Yeah, we spent half the race talking about it. This is basically a Celeste. And
space blocks, recharge crystals, wall jumps, dashing. It's Celeste.
Yeah, it's the instructions were for the racers to have equal Celeste experience, roughly, and these guys did. They both had beat it, so should be fair enough. But yeah, it would have been a very different race if it was drawn by two people who neither had played Celeste.
Beat Celeste is kind of like a funky business, because you can beat Celeste and you can actually beat Celeste, right? Like, it's not actually hard to reach the credits of Celeste, but getting all the seasides and Farewell, whatever chapter the new one is, it's way harder.
Yeah, it has many different goals. I think I personally got all the strawberries except like just some of the insane ones.
Look who it is.
They're all.
Hello?
Hey.
Hi.
Congrats on your win.
Thank you.
What did you think? Was this up your alley?
Yeah. I played a good amount of Celeste, and I really liked that game, and this is just like that, so
yeah,
it felt very natural to me.
That's what we talked about, like this, the obvious space blocks.
Yeah.
The game wasn't even really trying to hide it. It's like, oh, we got these jelly blocks. If you dash into them, you go straight in a line.
Oh, unique.
This game was pretty short. We think that if Tetsuya hadn't kind of stalled at the end, he may have gotten beneath 15 minutes, which in the end would cause this game to be redrawn for being too short. Do you think short games, like, would you prefer a short game 15 minute, or do you like it when it goes longer, like an hour?
Probably shorter, but the longer the game goes, I tend to get more and more anxious.
Let's see what you played. You played... none of these really went all that far. I remember you doing Origin in like 19 minutes, which was insane. Loop DX was like a 30-minute game. Jumping Flash was a bit longer, I guess. It was like 40, 45.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
And I forgot what Polaris said you played against him. Do you remember?
I
It says
think
Polarium.
maybe like 5 or so minutes later or something, or maybe less than that. So it was pretty close, I think.
Yeah, I mean, 5 minutes is pretty much, but it was one of those cases where I got lost on one specific level, and the difference was almost entirely just me fumbling around there. I think you would have won an extremely close race if I didn't get stuck there. But yeah, overall it was like a 5-minute difference. Yeah, I say about the Raceland that anything is otherwise fine, but what I don't want to happen is to have a really short race that I lose because I wasted a relatively short amount of time somewhere that I couldn't make up back anywhere because the game was just over immediately. This time, like, I don't know, I wonder if I might be salty for that kind of reason, but it was the kind of game where the time comes where you can get a large time difference because it's all about like how much time you spend getting through the difficult things instead of like having set amount of content that you just keep going through at a certain pace. So if it's short because both players did well, then it's less bad, I guess.
So Apocoh, you're gonna die. No, I mean you're gonna fight a tough opponent.
That's good.
Because you're gonna fight either Picopals or Hopscotch 007, both of which are legendary top 8 players.
Mm-hmm.
Are you scared yet?
I mean, you got getting into it.
You got pretty far. Winners 5,
yeah.
losers 5. Sorry. On your what is this, 3rd or 4th? Check. God, hold on. Oh, it's your 2nd time.
Before.
For some reason, I thought this was your 3rd MT. No, this is your 2nd MT.
Mm-hmm.
Skipping 15, getting 13th in 14.
Yeah.
You think you have what it takes to be a top 8 player?
I do, personally.
Well,
that's one reason why I'm so nervous, is like, I want to be able to get to top 8, but it's been pretty tough.
Yeah,
losing my very first match.
Yeah.
Really got to me.
You already won 4 games now, and you need to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to reach top 8.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's rough. That is so rough.
Yeah, I was just thinking losers 5 is top 32, I believe. So when going through the losers bracket, you need to go through 2 rounds to eliminate half the opponents. So
yeah, if you're winners, you only need to reach winner's 6, so you only need to win 5 games or even 4 games if you had a bye. Wait, is it 4 games? Yeah, I won 2. If I win 2 more, I'm in top 8. It's so much faster in winners. Takes forever.
Yeah, it's 1 round in winners is 2 rounds in losers.
Yeah. Right. So
Yeah, now that I'm getting a little bit further in the tournament, I won't feel as bad if I lose.
I mean, like I said, your next opponent is gonna be tough, really tough.
Yeah.
This
No, I
opponent
think-
was really tough, but you did
Yeah.
well. So maybe
Thank you.
you're gonna pick out another good player.
We'll see.
All right. Thank you very much for racing, joining, and winning. I guess. Congrats on that.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.